everybody. It is that time of year again. Tiki Caliente 16, Sweet 16, I guess you could say, for Tiki Caliente. And we are back to give a preview of Tiki Caliente. It's time to pack the sunscreen, load up the tropical print shirts. We got some going on tonight, and your terrycloth outfits, and grab a pool chair and head over to Palm Springs for one of the best Tiki and Polynesian weekenders on the West Coast. It's going to be at Caliente Tropics Resort in beautiful Palm Springs. My name is Jim, a.k.a. Rum Bum Jimmy. And who do we have with me today?
Cheeseman in Paradise.
Cheeseman in Paradise. Cheeseman's been crazy traveling. He's actually came back from Paradise. He was down in Key West a little bit, went back home with some family, and we just snagged him for just a few minutes here. We're going to do a really quick kind of like a preview of Tiki Caliente. And for those of you who may not know who we are, because what's great about Tiki and Polynesian pop these days is that there's new people joining, new fans joining all the time, people who didn't realize, hey, this was something that I really like, or something my parents did. Or for those of you who don't know us, we call ourselves the Tiki Freaks. The Tiki Freaks is just a fun-loving celebration of all things exotica and Polynesian pop. We're anchored by our Tiki roots to Don the Beachcomber and Trader Vic, the godfathers who founded Tiki all those years ago, back in the 1930s and 1940s. And we wholeheartedly embrace now the resurgence of the tropical style and culture that has sprung up around this latest Tiki renaissance. It's a renaissance, we might add, that was spurred on in no small part by the publication 25 years ago of Sven Kirsten's Book of Tiki. It's a book that will be celebrated along with Sven himself in a big way at Tiki Caliente. Cheeseman. So I'm going to kind of turn this music down for a second. So, Luke, this is our third time going out there?
I feel like it's the third or fourth.
Yeah,
probably fourth. Maybe fourth.
That's right. It was me, you, Bill, our buddy Bill, Captain Nemo, went with us. Is that the same year that Johnny?
The first year with Bill?
Did it? Or did we go a year by ourselves? No. Our first year was with Swingle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Second year was with Bill and Johnny. And then last year we kind of weren't able to go the whole time. We kind of popped in for a little bit. So this is our fourth year. That's crazy. I didn't know we had gone 4 times.
Yeah.
So it is kind of exciting. I know that Rory Snyder, he's the manager. He's the organizer of the event. He's also the proprietor of the restaurants, which are the host restaurants and locations for the event. The Reef Tiki Bar and Restaurant right there inside Caliente Tropics, and Sancho's right there in the lobby of Caliente Tropics. And it's a great Mexican restaurant, and they have Sancho's cantina there in the back. So, Luke, we're going to kind of just go over some things to remember, some things to help people enjoy it. But just off the top of your head, if you had to say, hey, here's the coolest things about Tiki Caliente, what would you say?
Well, you always got to have the room parties are very unique, where people bring kind of their own thing. There's different vendors. The food there is always there, in the Reef Bar is good, and Sancho's, and just different kind of feels. And just Palm Springs in general just has a good Tiki vibe there. And then when Shag stops by, has special things he's selling, or they're doing special Tiki mugs. And the vendor area is, of course, always one of the best spots.
I couldn't agree more. We the restaurant, a lot of people don't realize that don't realize that a lot of focus is placed on the mixed drinks, because the drinks are kind of what Don the Beachcomber and his guys that helped him come up with all these recipes back in 1934. I mean, that's what Tiki kind of was known for. But it grew to embrace so much of the culture, and so much of not true cultures. It's definitely invented culture, I guess you should say, like a faux Americana and Polynesian type mix up. Just like Americans do. We just throw everything in and we keep the good stuff. So it's the one thing that what I was trying to say, one of the things that sometimes gets overlooked is the food. And I know that you, Cheese, you actually, that's one of your things that excites you about tiki culture, because like even the Reef Bar, they had some really great meals that we had. What was that meal that we had last time? It was like with the rice, the egg, and the spam, and everything all mixed together. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, it's the very standard dish. Moco or something.
Oh yeah, Loco Moco.
Loco Moco, yeah.
And then, so here we go. So Rory has been out this week on social media, giving people some last minute kind of tips, or maybe it was last week, on what to bring, what are the most important things to bring. So what we're going to do in our short time with you guys today, we are going to go over the schedule and kind of give you an idea of what you can expect while you're there. We'll say we're going to go over some of the symposiums, some of the music, and then we'll end with the bar crawl, the room crawl through all the room parties that Luke was talking about. And that's one of the things I really love. I know that a lot of these conventions or these weekenders do have these room crawls, but this one here is the right size where you kind of get to know most of the people that you're spending the weekend with. It's really great. So anyways, so Luke, there's like 2 or 3 things that Rory said are so important, the most important things to bring with you. What are they? Do you remember?
Swim trunks.
I guess.
Wear something.
Yeah. There's that. Yeah.
Well, of course, your pass. That's the most important thing.
Get your pass. The wristbands. From what I understand, there is still a few wristbands left. I think he has not quite sold out, but he has a couple of those left. He did sell out last year and the years before, so he probably will sell out. When is Tiki Caliente? it's coming up this week, May 1st through the 4th. It's over in Palm Springs, like we said. But yeah, bring your swimsuit, get your pass. You can go to tiki-caliente.com to get your pass. I think I have it over here. And what else? There we go. TikiCaliente.com. He also, Rory was saying it's really important. Try to bring water with you. They'll have water set out. They will have water around the property, but this is Palm Springs, and Palm Springs is this is like time of year where sometimes the weather and the temperatures are a little bit unpredictable. Here's the forecast right now for Palm Springs. For Palm Springs Wednesday. Oh, look at it's going to be up and
actually really whoa. Then it gets kind of cold.
Look at that. I know. So for most of the
Saturday
week,
is like perfect. Friday and Saturday are like really good.
Yeah, and we're going to be up there having a great time on Friday and Saturday. It's supposed to be perfectly sunny. The high on Friday, 86. The high on Saturday is 80. This is from Apple forecasts. I know that if you're on, some other people have the temperatures a little bit higher. But the thing is, so the event starts officially on Thursday. So it's going to be down to 6. Well, I didn't know it was going to be that chilly. 61 degrees at night, 83 during the day. But look at Sunday. That's it. So on Saturday, the high is 80 and the low is 58. On Sunday, they're predicting the high to only be 63 degrees and the low down to 50 degrees.
Well, it looks like that's because of the rain.
Yeah.
The sunshine's really what makes it hot there. But if there's no sun and then the rain's going on, that'll dramatically change. But it's a good thing, though, because Sancho's is a great little lunch spot. And the Reef, I mean, there's no better just little loungy kind of spot. And I think even the patio is kind of covered. So it is. You don't have a lot to be worried about. I do feel bad for the vendors, though. I'm not sure if they'll have coverings out there, but I wonder if they'll do anything extra.
Oh, yeah, most of them have tents. They'll be under the tents. But you know what's the thing is, everyone's going to be in a swimsuit anyways. A little bit of rain's not going to kill us. I tell you what. And really how much rain? It's 35% chance of rain. That rain will probably hit early morning and be gone by the time everybody's, out and about around 1 o'clock. But Sunday's kind of like a day when we're not all still there. What am I saying? It's a day when a lot of people are leaving unless you are extending your stay.
And that day's open to the public, right?
Yeah. Sunday's the day open to the public. So come on in and back where the vendors are.
But I feel like there's been free stuff like Bloody Marys or other type, like a drink vendor is usually there and then handing out stuff.
Yeah. It's a great thing, and I guess we should talk about just real quick the way it works. And a lot of you people have, a lot of you people, a lot of our fellow tiki freaks here. Most of us have kind of been to some of these weekender events, but the way it works is you show up at Tiki Caliente, the event, which is held at Caliente Tropics, and you pick up you'll pick up your wristband on site. It starts officially on Thursday, although if you show up a day early on Wednesday at 6:00, head on down to the Tonga Hut. They are having a kickoff party for the week. It's themed to Three's Company. There's going to be a costume contest. There's going to be a tiki mug released. And let me see, costume contest. It's sponsored by Tandoori Rum Tasting, which is one of the big sponsors of the event. So that's a really cool thing. If you do show up on Wednesday, that'll be a cool thing to check out. So the way the event happens, you show up, you grab your bracelet, and that's what gives you the right to, it gives you passage. What is it? Gives you access to the full resort after everybody else is asked to leave. If you don't have the badge, if you don't have the bracelet, you have to. There's a certain time of the day you'll be asked to leave, because the nighttime festivities are reserved just for those who have purchased the pass for the weekend. And they have a lot of music, a lot of room parties. Everyone's in the pool, and it's so fun. It's just a fun event. The Caliente Tropic Resort, it used to have one of the largest swimming pools in Palm Springs. So it's a fantastic spot all by itself. And the resort itself is themed. It's a tiki themed resort with wood carvings and moais and totem poles. And the rooms are just decked out. So it's a great time. So here's some of the things that I would suggest you bring. Water. Like I said, they're going to have water all over the place. But if you want to bring some water, bring a chair. Bring a lawn chair. They have a lot of chairs around the pool, but that's the most popular spot for everybody. And so Rory said, if you want to, just bring your own pool chair. Bring your own pool chair. Bring cash. Now, Cheeseman, what was the reason? What's the cash for?
It just made it easy for quick service at the bar, because I think a lot of the drinks are kind of like pre-made, and then like if you pay cash and just do like the 10 flat plus tip or whatever, I think that's typically easier for the bartender, so they don't have to open and close tabs and all that.
Well, not all the drinks aren't pre-made. They have like 4 like signature drinks.
There's still drinks you can order, and like like a 3 dots and a dash or other stuff like that. I think
Zombie
order, or zombie, but they have at least 4 drinks that are kind of pre-made, and those are usually even a little more cheaper, and if you have cash, I
think they usually run around. I think those
could be more though.
No, I think those the ones that are pre-batch, those run around $10. I could be wrong, but yeah, bring cash. It makes everything go quicker. Plus, when you're back at the vendor booth, cash is always a great. Sometimes the internet access might be a little bit shaky, but also you want a lot of dollar bills, not because you're going to a strip club, that's up to you, but because you want to tip everybody that's putting on a room party. Once you start hitting the room parties, make sure you tip the host of the room party. Putting a room party together is not a cheap venture, so it took a lot of time, and it does take a lot of investment for these people. So it's kind of cool. Cheeseman, how about also? Okay, so bring water, bring a chair, bring cash, but most importantly, if you're going to be out at the side all day, bring sunscreen. Make sure you have your sunscreen, especially there in Palm Springs. You'll get cooked. All right, so before we jump into the party, we're going to go over the schedule. If you've never been to Palm Springs, it is a very cool town. It's very mid-century modern design aesthetic. And Luke, they have 3 main tiki bars in town. Do you remember what they are?
Tonga Hut. Is it Bootlegger?
Bootlegger, yeah.
Bootlegger, and what was the other one? Of course, you're talking about the Reef.
The Reef, yes. I thought you were joking.
I was thinking outside of the event.
I mean, they've got like a nightclub, more of your like. There's the Toucan Club, more for drag shows and whatnot. But that's not a traditional tiki
Yeah, I
bar.
thought
You're
you were
looking for
more
tiki.
heading towards something in town. But
Yeah,
there are, I mean, I'm sure other places like cocktail type places, but full on tiki are like official tiki are
Yep.
too. But I'm sure there's lots of cocktail lounges that probably have that mid-century modern vibe and then probably make, tiki cocktails.
I tell you what, I got it right here. So the thing that's interesting about Palm Springs is that LA was the birthplace of tiki, right there on Hollywood Boulevard in 1934 when Don opened up his place. But the oldest continuously running tiki bar currently in Los Angeles is the Tonga Hut. And that's where you and I and our buddy Bill, we completed the drinking challenge. A replica of this Rum Bum Jimmy is supposedly going to be hung up. Luke's already hung his up over there. But an outpost of Tonga Hut is there in Palm Springs, at the Tonga Hut Palm Springs, and it's a really great spot. Upstairs has secret rooms, and they also have a drinking contest. But the Bootlegger, the thing that's so cool about Bootlegger, which is a little bit, it's really close to, it's right on the main drag, a little bit up from Tonga Hut, but it used to be the original location of Don the Beachcomber. And this was interesting. In 1953, Don the Beachcomber opened the Palm Springs version of his restaurant. With his ex-wife, Sunny Sund. That's her name, Sunny Sund. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz would dine there with Mayor Frank Bogart. But here's what's cool: Frank Sinatra would have his parties there, and I just think that's so cool. It's a place where the Rat Pack hung out. So Bootlegger Tiki. A lot of people say there is not a bad drink on their list. Tonga Hut is a little bit.
But I would plan ahead for that place because it is sometimes hard to get a table or get in. So
make a reservation this weekend. Yeah, Tiki weekend is going to be pretty booked. So yeah, make your reservations ahead of time.
You can usually find a way. I mean, there's often a wait if you're wanting to sit at a table, but
yeah,
a lot of times you can maybe wander in at least the bar, but you're not guaranteed a seat or whatever.
And I didn't know this. I was just
better luck there than Bootlegger, especially. But once we have a reservation, Bootlegger works well.
But did you know what the coffee shop attached onto the side of the Bootlegger is called? It's called the Ernest Coffee Company. It was named after Don's real name, Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant. So I never realized that the coffee store right next to the Bootlegger is also named after Don the Beachcomber. That's kind of cool. So anyways, if you want more information on how Palm Springs has become basically Tiki USA, check out Sven Kierson's book, Palm Springs Tiki, Polynesia in the Desert. It details all the history of Palm Springs and all the tiki in Palm Springs, and it's pretty informative. All right. So I think we hit the major, I'm going to close this right here. I think we hit the major things: water, bring chairs, bring money for tips, and quicker service, sunscreen. You can, if you get some time, check out the other tiki bars in town. Check out some of the cool restaurants in town. Frank the Rat Pack used to hang out up at the Purple Room. Is it Melvin's is the steakhouse that was well known to the Rat Pack as well. And also right up the road, there's a cool breakfast spot if you guys get in the mood, called Elmer's. That is, they're known for their big breakfast meals. But don't miss out on the Sancho's. They got some of the best breakfast burritos there. All right.
Yeah, just to clarify, they've made it so you have everything you need there right at the resort.
Yeah.
It's fun to go out exploring and stuff, but they have a lot of different bands, a lot of different tiki parties, and at least a couple different restaurants there. And is it going to be 3 bars still? Did they?
What do you mean?
Like, or Sancho's is its own bar too. So
Sancho's. There's the Sancho's Cantina is a bar.
But then the Cantina is almost like it's another place.
Yeah. So it's like 3 different dining establishments, and Rory's the manager of all 3. And it's not only is it fantastic food, it's cool theming. If you get back there in Sancho's Cantina, it's a cool spot. That's going to be the spot of some signings they're going to be having, which is kind of cool. So let me go through a little bit of the list here. So it starts noon. Check in at Sancho's. Go to Sancho's, and that's where you're going to be checking in and getting your bracelet. I even say your wristband. It's a wristband. It's not a bracelet. And I'm going to, and then this is cool. 1 o'clock on Thursday. They don't wait long. Is the very first room party. It's going to be in room number 134. This Aloha o Caliente Tropics. It's really cool. It's put on by the Melchers. That's kind of cool. 4 p.m. There is the one thing that's really cool. They have a lot of symposiums there and back in the back part of the resort throughout the weekend. So tell you what, let's do this. Let me go through the symposiums.
They all sold out, the symposiums?
No, that's what I was surprised about. I've got the symposiums right here.
Yeah, let's hear about them.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. Let me see. I've got the book. So Tiki Tom, he wrote this book called Polynesiacs, Tiki at Home. He traveled the country visiting people's home tiki bars. And Cheeseman, we've seen, like, most recently we went to the Booze Cave up in Glendale, one of the best home tiki bars I think probably in the country. I don't think it's gonna be able to top that, but these home tiki bars are definitely becoming the must-see destinations for tiki enthusiasts across the country. And Tiki Tom, he details it here. But anyways, he has 2 symposiums that he's doing. I think they're both the same ones. The Artist Road Trip with Tiki Tom. He's got one Friday at 10:30, and then he has another one, same one. It is on Saturday, May 3rd, but his Saturday one is sold out. So it looks like they added an additional symposium for Tiki Tom. And this is a cool, it says he's going on a new coast-to-coast road trip, and he's visiting, interviewing, and photographing 100 artists, musicians, and craftspeople. He's going to give us a sneak peek into his new photography book, all about the craftsmanship and style of Polynesia across the country. That's going to be very cool. All right, let me go back. All right, one of our favorite people. He is, we had him on our show here recently because his name is Adrian. I always mess up his last name is Eustachio, right? Adrian, I'm so sorry. I just call him Adrian. Anyways, he has a podcast called Inside the Desert Oasis Room. You guys should check it out. He's got a symposium called Tiki in TV and Movies. So his symposium right now, it's on Friday, May the 2nd at 2:30, and it is not sold out. So that's very cool. I don't know if I can make it up for that one, Cheeseman. That's one I think would be really cool. You know what's cool though? As we talk about tiki and appreciating tiki, it has made it into movies, and one of the most famous. Didn't your grandmother have like a favorite tiki movie? Sort of.
What, like the Elvis
Blue Hawaii, yeah. Which is like a great movie. I mean, it's not a great movie. It's a fun tiki movie. All right. So let me just speed through this real quick. So let me see. There is on Saturday at 2 p.m. Intoxication Illumination with Doug Thornburg. Basically, it's talking about the craftsmanship of making the tiki lamps that hang, all those beautiful tiki lamps. So that's at 2 p.m. on Saturday, not sold out yet. Here's one that I would love to make it up for.
Maybe they'll be selling some there.
The lamps?
Would you think, if he's doing a thing on lamps?
Let me look. Ooh. Wait a second. Yeah, his Saturday one is sold out. And because you get a free cocktail. His Saturday one is sold out. He has another one on Friday at noon. Let me see if that one is still available. So if you want to see this one, it's all about tiki lamps. It's more of the beautiful lamps that hang from the ceiling. If you want to, you got to go on Friday for that one. But here's one that's super popular. We talked about the Book of Tiki by Sven Kirsten. Sven's doing a symposium. He's doing his symposium, though, His is pretty early. It is Thursday at 4 p.m. Actually, it's not too early if you get up there in time. And it's called Down the Rabbit Hole with Palm Springs Tiki. And he's basically, I'm sure he'll be talking some about, the Book of Tiki. Basically, it is the book that kind of started this modern Tiki renaissance. But he's also, this is the Palm Springs Tiki book, which he just published this past year. I spent a weekend up in Palm Springs looking at that book while I was drinking a tiki drink up at Rory's place there at the Reef. So it was a good weekend. All right. So I think that, let me see. I think that might be it. What? No. Yeah. So that is it for the symposiums. It is cool. There's some, it looks like Adrian's Tiki and TV on Friday still has some space. It looks like one of the Intoxicating Illumination with Doug Thornburg. It has space on Friday. Saturday one is sold out. Polynesian's Road Trip with Tiki Tom Tom was added for Friday. That one still has space. And Sven Kirsten's on Thursday at 4 p.m. He has space. So those are a lot of fun. And
it sounds like everything Saturday is sold out.
Yeah, Saturday's like a lot of people, if they can't make it up on Thursday and Friday, they'll make it up on Saturday, and that's what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to be able to go through all. I mean, I don't know all the music, but let me tell you the music. The music starts right there on Thursday, 5 p.m. The Infernal Order of the Black Flame, the Jimmy Psycho experiment. Give me just 1 second because the music, I did have it all listed. Here we go. Entertainment. So remember when recently, Luke, I think you were there when we met Tiffany and Sean back at Tonga Hut to see a band playing over there after one of those events, the Dirty Lowdown.
Yeah.
So they're going to be there. The Smokin' Menahoons are going to be there. The Hilo High Flyers, the Slack Key Ohana, Marty Lush's Mambo Combo. For those who know, Mark Riddle, Marty Lush, he's a fixture there on the weekend. He's got a Mambo set coming up. Oh, no, this is awesome. The Martini Kings. I think the Martini Kings are playing Saturday night. The Martini Kings are fantastic. They're some of the best music in this type of music. You guys will love that. Tiki Tronic. I don't know if I know them, but they're playing there as well. And then speaking of Marty Lush, he is part of a new band. Some folks got together. I was listening to his podcast, and it's called the Midday Mai Tais Project, featuring the Tiki Delights, Mr. Moai and the Tiki Heads, and Marty Lush. That's Thursday night on the main stage. Then there's Jason Hanna. And then, like I said before, the Dark Entities, Exotic Dark Wave. So a lot of music. So there's two main spots where the music is. It's outside at the main stage and then inside the Reef during the day. What's your favorite spot for the music, Cheese?
I'd say outside for sure. I mean, because you can be in the pool and watch kind of from there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of more the main stage area, but I mean, the inside area is cool too, but outside just kind of creates music for the entire place because the vendors are in the back, people are in the pool, then there's people in the patio at the Reef. So you can kind of hear it better everywhere.
Yeah. And I apologize if it seems like we're just zooming through. We just kind of wanted to do a cool preview, and we're to the room crawl, as they call it, the room parties right now. And some of them we have their artwork with us. Oh, wait, I forgot to bring this out too. So Sven is going to be there. If you guys are listening, for those of you who are watching, we're looking at some cool merchandise that is going to be available celebrating Sven's book, the 25th anniversary of the Book of Tiki. And so he'll be signing there. Also, Tiki Exotica Moderne. Is it? I guess it's modern. It's modern with an E at the end. So Exotica Moderne, which is basically the Tiki and Exotica magazine that publishes 4 to 6 times a year. Anyways, they're having a special launch. Tiki is Caliente. They're going to be having signings there, which will be very cool. Another thing, the Dirty Lowdown Thursday. But this is something that's cool. They're having a swizzle swap. Saturday from 11 to 1, you go by room 106. Bring swizzles to swap. Check this out, Cheeseman. Look at all these swizzles I've got.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I'm going to bring all these because the thing about swizzles is it's a cheaper way to kind of like remember the places you've been.
But especially some Ventiki ones because we can always get those fairly easily.
Yeah, because we drive by Ventiki.
They are like one of the best ones too.
I love the Ventiki ones. Yeah, we have so. Although, where's Huli Huli? Is that there in Columbus?
Yeah.
Okay, so this Huli Huli one is very cool. So yeah, got my collection of swizzle sticks. I'm ready for it. All right. So let's go through some of these room parties. 1 p.m. on Thursday is your very first room party. And then that night, I keep on forgetting. Don't forget, there is the terrycloth group strut Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. Terrycloth outfits. And then here's something that happens every year as well. The Aloha Caftan Society, which they have their parade and they meet up at the A-frame Saturday at 1:30. All right. So many things happening before we get to these room parties. All right. So 7 p.m. Thursday night. This one's cool. Gilligan's Lair, the sunset cruise come along for a sunset cruise to the Enchanted. Cheeseman, were you here the other day when I was watching I was watching Gilligan's Island trying to find the episode with the giant spider?
Yeah. That was a couple of weeks ago.
That was a couple of weeks ago. I knew that there was going to be a Gilligan's party, so it just made me start thinking of Gilligan's Island again. And I love Gilligan's Island. It's one of the goofiest shows ever. Did you know Mrs. Howell was actually 20 years older than Mr. Howell? How's that for trivia? All right. So that is, wow, what is this? Okay, so on Thursday night, it looks like the main party, the room party, is the Gilligan's Lair, but then also they're going to be having music on the main stage at 8, and then the Dirty Lowdowns at 10 p.m. inside at the bar. All right, Friday. And this one's kind of interesting. The one thing that they did this year, remember how last year, Cheeseman, how they had like parties upstairs and downstairs, although most of the bigger ones were downstairs. This year, all parties are downstairs. Rory was saying it's because Caliente Tropics is an older hotel, so they just want to, they don't want to have 500 people lining up to go into a party upstairs. So, but this one's kind of cool. Friday morning at 11 a.m., they're having the Beachcomber Bash. It's going to be a parking lot party right below room number 232, and it's being hosted by PNW Tiki Ohana. So it's going to be out in the parking lot. I think that's a pretty cool thing that they're doing. And then a lot of music, symposiums, main stage signings, like 3:00 on Fridays when they're doing the signings of the magazine and the book of Tiki Art. It's going to be inside Sancho's Cantina. But then 4:00 on Friday afternoon. Friday's pretty loaded. They have this one, Dating Against Humanity. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a mix between what's the game? Cards Against Humanity and dating. And then that's at 4 p.m. Room 103 is hosted by the O's. At the same exact time, below room 234, the Bears are having a parking lot party, but they're calling it Sip and Putt Miniature Golf. So there's going to be some kind of miniature golf putt Tiki Caliente Sip and Putt happening in the parking lot. But that's kind of awesome.
It's always good when two are going on at the same time because it splits up the crowd and you get to do two different spots, so everybody benefits.
Yeah. And this is a busy afternoon because at 3:00 they're having the signings in Sancho's. 2:30 they're having the Tiki and TV and movies, and that goes on for like an hour until about 3:30. And then these two room parties happen at 4:00. So that's going to be a pretty packed afternoon. The group photo is at 5:15. Then Tiki-Tronic takes the stage, and then we get to 8:00. 8:00. It's the Tacky Tiki Party. If you have to ask, is this outfit Tiki? It's not, but it's perfect for this party. In other words, just get tacky. It's going to be a tacky party. And that is room 100. It's being hosted by the Waymans. The Dirty Lowdowns at 8. And then this is what's cool. At 10 o'clock, I don't think I have it on here. Tandui Rum is having a room party in room number 117. They're a sponsor of the event this year. So Tandui Rum is doing a room party at 10 p.m. At the same time, Zen Tiki Lounge podcast is hosting the Drunk Lotus room party in room 147. And for those of you who know about and listen to this podcast, these guys are a lot of fun. Zen Tiki Lounge is presenting the Drunk Lotus, of course, a play on the White Lotus. All right. And then there's music by the Dark Entities in the Reef Bar at 10. So next day, Saturday, at 11 o'clock, I don't think we have a poster for this one. There is 11 a.m. There's the Rise in Rum room party. And that's in number 106. It's hosted by 9 North. And then also at 11 a.m., the Rise in Sprock room party in 104, hosted by the Munsons. That's interesting. Rise in Rum in room 106, and right next door, Rise in Sprock in room 104. I wonder if they're working together. I don't know. All right, then we got some things. And then the next room party is 3 p.m. I do have a poster for this one. Do you recognize this, Luke?
Oh, yeah, Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. They've crossed out jungle, and it's Booze Cruise. But this is cool. It's going to be themed to Disney's The Jungle Cruise attraction. And that is room 143. Jungle Booze, hosted by Mile High Club. Mile High Club. I get it. MAI''L. Mile High, and then HAI. Okay, anyways, you guys get it. All right, there's going to be at 4 p.m. There's a record listening party and signing with Tony Morsica of the Ugly Things inside the Reef Bar. That's cool. And then at 4 p.m., there is the Tiny Bubbles Bubble Bash in room number 132. That's hosted by Steve Tremowan. 5 o'clock is the Mambo Combo on the stage. And then 7 o'clock is the Bubble Up Party. Now, I don't have a poster for that. I'm not really sure what that is. The Bubbles Up. You know what that sounds like?
The Jimmy Buffett song.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so great if they did a tribute to Jimmy Buffett. I know that Jimmy Buffett is not traditional tiki. He's not part of the tiki ethos core, but he is part of the larger celebration of the culture around, this.
The tropic escapism.
Tropical. That's a good. He's one of the biggest ambassadors of tropical escapism. And I know that you and I are both fans. I know Rory's a fan. All right. And then at 10 o'clock that night, Tandui Rum is also having another room party. So that's kind of cool. Tandui Rum, they're having 2 room parties on different nights. And then the final room party. Oh, and then the Martini Kings are inside the Reef Bar that night starting at 10:30, which is freaking amazing. That's going to be so cool. The next day, Sunday, May the 4th be with you day. Wait. I think this is Yoda. I don't know if it's not baby. Is this?
Yeah, that's Grogu.
That's Grogu. That's right. This is Grogu because he came with the larger. I have to take my Star Wars tiki mugs up there. But so the next day, there's no official room parties. If you get a chance to talk to Sean and Tiffany, you can ask them about their really cool, fun. They're calling it Porn in the Morn. It's not an official room party, but they're having. If you guys don't know Tiffany and Sean, they are a fantastic couple, and we call Tiffany like the goodwill ambassador of tiki in Southern California. She has such an eclectic group, or she and Sean have such an eclectic group of friends that they have, and I consider myself privileged to be part of that. And then all day that night, there's music, Seersucker Sunday and Sancho's Cantina at 4, the Smoking Menahunes on the main stage, 8 until 10 that night, drink specials inside the Reef and Sancho's, and that is Sunday. A lot of people do head out on Sunday And Sunday is the day that there's a little bit of rain in the forecast, but it looks like it's not going to dampen anybody's spirit. Okay, so that's a lot. Oh my gosh, I've just been jabbering for 40 minutes. Cheeseman, have I missed anything?
No, I mean the main thing is the symposiums, the knowing the bars and the restaurants on location, and then the hotel parties is kind of what the biggest kind of changes each year when you're looking kind of for something unique, and everybody kind of comes up with their own kind of drink and kind of style of what's going on. But it's mainly just a community of tiki people. And then a lot of the people, once they're into one of those rooms, they're there like every year. So it's like a once a year, but there is a second event, but a lot of people kind of make this part of their yearly annual kind of activities.
There's a smaller event that comes up in the fall. It's Cirque, Caliente Cirque, and it's a little bit more like a celebration of. It's almost like it's a celebration of the 70s, but it's I don't know. I haven't been to that one. Sunday morning, there's always the rum and repentance, where somebody gets baptized out in the pool. It's all tongue in cheek, so I know that we just had a pope who died, so it's nothing making fun of that. It's just a tongue in cheek fun thing out there. And then also on Sunday for the vintage Halloween vintage Hawaiian marketplace, live music, Book of Tiki, 25 years, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That means it's free to come out to the marketplace, to come purchase from the vendors out there. And you guys should do it. It's so much fun. I love this event.
Always try to, like, if there's something you really like, buy it early, because you never know what's going to be there at the end.
I know. I'm really excited because Retro Ruthie, who I bought a couple shirts from, I bought a shirt from her last year and a shirt from her the year before. She's back this year. We were talking with Rory. I forgot because I thought she had moved to the East Coast, but I guess if I had to give any piece of advice, just the size of this event lends itself to getting to know people. And this isn't just it's, people here have fun, but this is more than just a bar crawl. Even though, mixing these drinks in the early part of the 20th century is what started this tiki fascination, and it's kind of what brought it back. But if you talk,
most of the drinks are they're kind of like a smaller to mid-size type drink, so it's not like you're getting like a full Mai Tai size. So,
what you're talking about for at the room parties?
Yeah, but sometimes where you get in trouble is there'll be like a rum vendor there, and they'll let you taste like 4 or 5 different rums with that. But if you can handle it, stay hydrated and make sure you're eating the food there on the resort, because that'll help
keep the food, stay hydrated. I agree.
Visit Dr. Z every night.
I was gonna, that's right. Who's Dr. Z?
He has a room there, kind of on the second level, kind of behind the stage area, the main stage area, but basically has his own little concoction of vitamins and Tylenol and all that to make you feel perfect the next day. So he's got his hangover cure. He doesn't drink himself, but he has a little drink machine that he makes, and you can even do a 151 little splash floater. So definitely bring cash for that too. He's a cool guy. He's got several chairs there, so you can sit there and chat with him. But
he invites people to come and hang out. It's like an all-day room party at is it Dr. Z's place?
Yeah, I think he has green lighting too or something, but he's kind of at the corner.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's got the green light on up there, if it is green. But yeah, like Luke said, make sure you tip him. He's not charging anybody, but he has a dispenser dispensing alcohol, cool tiki drinks the entire time. Give that man some tips when you get up there, and plus, you can he'll talk your ear off. That guy, he's one of the history keepers of Tiki Caliente. I can't think of a lot else except for meet people, get to know people. There are people up at this event that I've seen the past few years. I see them only at this event, and it's kind of cool. It's how we got to know Tiffany and Sean. Tiffany and Sean are some of the coolest people. Now they come down to LA. They don't live very far, but me and Cheeseman have met them down here. I hung out with them last weekend at an event. And they're just super cool people. And and my buddy Mark Atkinson in San Diego. I didn't meet him at this event, but I tried to talk him into this one. But he's another guy that he talks about how these events give you an opportunity just to meet some really cool people. And yeah, that's about. And don't be afraid to jump in the pool, have a good time. You're going to see some of the coolest. I'm telling you what, the ladies do their hair so well. As far the cool, what do you call it? It's I don't know the style, but it's the beautiful tiki Polynesian style of makeup and hair and their umbrellas and everything. It's just a sight to behold. It's so cool. And yeah, the vendors, lots of cool vendors, a lot of good stuff back there, cool carvings. That's about all I can say. I don't think I have anything else. What about you, Cheese? Anything?
No.
I know. We want to just finish up with this and just invite everybody to, if you see us up there, we're the Tiki Freaks. Check us out at thetikifreaks.com. Check out our YouTube channel. Just search for the Tiki Freaks. Wait, what's this? Oh, Mai Tai. Not what am I saying?
No, this Frogtown painkiller. I've been drinking that, but also I think the Desert Oasis podcast, aren't they?
Frogtown. Inside the Desert Oasis room, yeah, they have a Frogtown's one of their sponsors. It's cool because it's like
a local brewery in LA area that near Dodger Stadium kind of area, but they're real big into creating tiki infused beer, so we'd like to support them.
Absolutely. So I'm drinking my wonderful tiki drink here. Cheeseman's having a painkiller, a beer painkiller, and we're just prattling on right now. Cheeseman, we got to stop. Got to let these people go to bed. Guys, we will see you this weekend up there at Tiki Caliente 16, the Sweet 16. It's going to be a great year. By the way, Rory did say it's the most or the best engagement for tiki parties, for room parties they've ever had in the 16-year history of this event. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. I just can't wait to see everybody up there. All right, Cheeseman, where can people find you?
At thetikifreaks.com and at the Tiki Freaks on Instagram.
Yep, Instagram, X. Do we have an X account? Yeah, we do. X, Instagram, and YouTube, and over at the website, thetikifreaks.com. All right. Whoops. We'll see you guys this weekend. Bye-bye.